Today I'm going to show you some ankle activation exercises that you can do following a mobilization. Hey everybody, it's Blake Bowman here with Gorilla Zen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some advanced ankle activation exercises that you can do after you mobilize those ankles to turn that passive range of motion into functional range of motion. Now, I already made a video about why doing activation is important after mobilizations. If you haven't seen that, check it out right over here. Basically, once you've mobilized the joint, you've given it new range of motion, but your neuromuscular system doesn't know how to function in that new range of motion. So you'll only be able to access that range of motion if some sort of outside force acts on the joint, okay? Like you pulling up on the joint or gravity pushing down on it. Basically, you won't be able to use your muscles to take that joint into that new range that the mobilization afforded you. So in a nutshell, that's why you want to do activation after mobilization. But like I said, check out that video that I posted a couple minutes back there, because I explain it a little bit more comprehensively in that video. Keep in mind as we move forward that these activation exercises are to improve dorsiflexion, okay? Most people have limited dorsiflexion. That's the whole reason why they're mobilizing their ankles in the first place. So I'm assuming that moving forward. All right, so we'll just get into it here. Today will be a short video. What I'm going to share with you right now are 3 of my favorite activations. So this first one is very effective and very simple to do. You don't need any equipment. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to use your own muscular resistance to add resistance to dorsiflexion as you dorsiflex your foot. Okay, so it's going to look like this. You're going to kind of rig your bicep, underneath your leg like this. You're going to take your hand that's not holding up your leg and gently apply downward pressure on the toes, plantar flexing your foot. Okay, from here you're going to use the muscles in the anterior part of your shin here, okay, to pull the ankle up. Okay, and key here is to go up as far as you can using that new range of motion from the mobilization, okay? If you were stuck here prior to the mobilization and then the mobilization allowed you to come here, it's going to be really hard to move past this point with your own muscles, which is exactly why you're doing this activation exercise. So when you get to your old range of motion, really work past it, okay? Your muscles will be weak there, but that's exactly why we're doing this, okay? So for this exercise, you can do this about, 3 sets of 10. This one's very similar. I was going to show you something like fancy with the band, but then I realized you don't really need anything fancy for this. We're just trying to add a little bit of resistance and move that ankle through that new range of motion. Okay, so for this, you can just sit with your leg over your other leg like this, and again, apply that downward pressure on the toes to plantar flex the foot, and then pull up using the muscles of your anterior shin here, okay? Right in there. Pulling up, again with this, about 3 sets of 10. So I really like this last one too. Sorry about the lighting over here. I couldn't find a better spot to film this in my studio. But basically for this, what you do is you put your heels against the wall, put your back against the wall, okay? And the key here is to keep your back in contact with the wall, okay? We want that vertical spine the whole time. Keep your back in contact with the wall and then bend your knees, okay? You're driving your knees forward in front of the toes here. You're really gonna feel those muscles in your anterior shin kicking on when you do this, okay? And yeah, this is basically it. This you can do nice and slow, trying to go down as far as you can, really forcing that ankle to dorsiflex as much as you can. And if your heel lifts off, then you've gone a little too far, okay? So keep those heels planted, keep your body on a wall. It might help to kind of spread your arms out like this, but you're gonna go down and up, okay? As far as you can, forcing that ankle to dorsiflex. For this, you can do this for about 3 sets of 15. So remember, when you're doing these activation exercises, try to get as much dorsiflexion as possible out of your ankle, okay? You need to use that new range of motion afforded to you by the mobilization to turn it into functional range of motion. Now, when you're doing this, you should feel activation and fatigue in the dorsal flexor muscles of the ankle, okay? They're in the shin bone right here, okay? Just to the side of your shin bone, lateral. Two of the biggest muscles that we're working here are the anterior tibialis and extensor digitorum muscle. When I do these exercises, I feel a tremendous fatigue and a burning sensation in those muscles on my stiff ankle. Okay, so that really tells me that I'm getting a lot of neuromuscular activation in there, and you should be looking for the same thing in yourself. Next week, I'm going to be covering hip activations. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so over here. Also, go to my Facebook page, give that a like, and follow me on Instagram as well. I'll include links to both of those things in the description down below. Other than that, I'll see you next time.